Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Minefield. That's Keith.
And that's Gerry.
And we're here to talk about some nerdy nerd stuff. And he and I have already been kind of ranting and going about not Star Wars, but it is Star Wars related because everything's related to JJ now. JJ is not going to be happy until he shits on everybody's lunches. And he's messing with Star Wars, but he's also messed with Star Trek. And even though he's not currently working on Star Trek, his little butt buddy is still kind of fudging things up through his out-of-the-closet company. What's it called again?
Secret Hideout.
Yeah, Out of the Closet. And Alex Kurtzman is a total twerp. I really can't stand the guy. When he talks, I just want to punch him in the face. Just a dweeb. And the definition of a dweeb is a guy who sits in the bathtub, makes farts, and bites at the bubbles. That's a dweeb. And that's Alex Kurtzman. So, but basically, we've been talking about the big news with Star Trek, which doesn't seem to be really resonating yet, that Michael Chabon has stepped down as the showrunner for Picard. Now, why would this happen? Especially on the eve of the last short trek. Well, short treks did not go over well with fans. Singing Spock.
They've never gone over.
It's ridiculous. Singing Spock. And we thought that it was impossible for short treks to be any worse than the short treks that Alex Kurtzman put out, but we were wrong. Again, Singing Spock.
Yeah.
So, one thing that we're discussing is the fact that Shari Redstone, fan or not, has a great respect for classic Trek, including the original series all the way up to Enterprise. She loved it. It was a great moneymaker for CBS. And I think that this news coming out on the eve of the final short trek is not accidental. I think that she was not happy with Chabon. I think that because he maybe was brought in by Alex Kurtzman, I don't know, but I think she is trying to find any and every way to get his out-of-the-closet company off of Star Trek. And without, of course, breaking contract, because if they do, they got to pay Alex Kurtzman millions of dollars, and they're not going to do that. So take it away, Keith. What's going on?
At this point, what you have, as you've stated already, is Michael Chabon is leaving because he now has an opportunity to work on a television series based on his best-selling book, The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. And that is...
Sounds like a real winner.
Well, I mean, look, in that particular situation, you can continue to work on a property that there is a divisive fan base for, or you can try something new that you actually created yourself and work on that. And for me, it's like, it's a no-brainer. I think anybody would probably take the opportunity to work on a property that they have a little more control over.
Yeah, but they're not going to, arbitrarily just leave Star Trek. I think this was said. Maybe you should go.
Alex Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsman are also a part of this Cavalier and Clay series.
Yep.
Now, my feeling on it is this: this is actually part of the reshuffling of the behind-the-scenes business portion of all of this,
which we talked about in the previous episode. Yeah,
that's right. Where I think what's happening is that Alex Kurtzman and all his related people are getting on their lifeboats right now because they know that something is coming down the pike that will remove them from any and all major responsibilities where Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, and any future Trek related type things that they may have planned, if it's to see the light of day, I think a lot of secret hideout stuff will be basically pulled away from that, and that other people will be coming in to take over. Season 2 of Picard, now that it's been renewed and has been for quite a while, I think is going to have we'll have a nice change behind the scenes of people that are responsible. Now, I'm not saying that Alex Kurtzman is going to up and not be in charge of anything anymore. I think what's going to happen is that you'll have another powerful personality, another company come in, and they will help to co-produce a lot of these properties with Secret Hideout.
Right.
And kind of the same way that what happened with Richard Donner when he was making Superman and Superman 2, how they brought in Richard Lester initially to help out with Second Unit. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And eventually he took over, which is kind of sort of how I think Alex Kurtzman took over everything after the initial creation of Discovery from Brian Fuller. So to me, it's like it's the circle of life. You know, I think Kurtzman feels that he would rather be someone creating than be stuck on something that's giving him a lot of problems. And again, I know that there are fans out there who love Discovery. There are fans who are new to Star Trek, and there are fans that have been longtime Star Trek fans. But just like with Star Wars and a whole lot of other things, you need to understand that what you've done for the show up to now is not enough, okay? No, you can love Discovery all you want, but the reality is the amount of money that they are making from all the different products, shirts, toys, any related products to Star Trek since Discovery has come out, they haven't been making any money. I know you love it, but not enough people are watching.
Yeah.
And at this point,
it's the same thing with Star Wars.
Yeah, that is the reality. All you Discovery fans that are out there throwing shade or calling out people who are non-fans, you need to understand you're hurting yourself. Seriously. If someone's not a fan, instead of basically going after them, you need to convince them to watch it, because unless they can increase the number of people that are watching all of this content and they can actually start selling more products, the future of this current version of Star Trek is not good. And
well,
again,
yeah, exactly. It's like back in the day, when we were fans of things and some people were like, I've never heard of that, it sounds dumb. It's like, wait a minute. We wouldn't sit there and go, you're a do-do-do. No, we would actually go, come over to my house, sit down and watch a few episodes before you make that judgment. And, I mean, I don't know about you, but I made a lot of people who had never watched Star Trek before fans.
Yeah.
Because they're like, wow, this is a lot more than I thought it was. And I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go around like sassing them. And I'm sorry, we're old, so we use the word sass. All sassing.
It's kind of like going up to that girl or guy that you like and insulting them in hopes that would somehow make them like you. It doesn't work like that.
Why are you such a sexist? Go out with me. You're such a misogynist. Go out with me. Have dinner with me. But don't you female splain to me.
Look, it's safe to say that within the next 3 to 5 years, Star Trek as you know it right now is definitely going to be different. I'll be very surprised if Alex Kurtzman is anywhere close to dealing with anything inside of Star Trek now, in that period of time.
In that vein, as we wrap up, I want to get your pulse on this as we go.
Yeah.
I think that what we see over the next 3 to 6 months is going to be telling as far as what direction they're going. Who she selects or is selected, if it's not her doing it, to run Picard and to drive Star Trek forward is going to really tell us where Shari Redstone really is on this.
And I think it'll happen before, because before
I'm actually hoping January, but
no. We're not going to see anything prior to.
You don't think we're going to get an out? Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Picard premieres in January. Okay, so they're going to wait to see how Picard actually. To me, Picard is the key. We've already
so
had.
What you're saying is they're going to air Picard first before they make any major announcements.
That's right. In other words, what happens with Picard? Picard is not a major success.
Yeah,
and when
I
say
agree with you on that, and
yes,
yeah, you're right.
I'm not talking about something that people talk about for a little while and it fades away. Picard needs to have the same kind of success that the Mandalorian is enjoying right now.
Yeah, very much so.
Picard cannot do that.
Where people are actually talking about it online. Because like Star Trek Discovery never trends. Nobody's ever talking about it.
Yeah.
Whereas The Mandalorian is one of the top trending topics. So
basically what you're talking about is you need to have the next you need to have like Charlie's Angels, like the new Charlie's Angels movie. If they make another one or another female Ghostbusters, you need to go from what the last movie did to basically Infinity War style box office with that next one. That's what it is going to require. Picard needs to become huge, or else Shari Redstone's going to start lopping some heads off. And she's prepared to do it, but she's going to wait until after Picard because they spent a lot of money on Picard, you know. And again, more money.
It'll be as much as what they've spent on Mandalorian, which is $15 million an episode.
Probably because they had to go back and refilm so much. Look, I don't care who you are. If you are making a television show that starts out one way with a different kind of premise and a different objective, and halfway through filming, you halt production, you start making changes, you go against what your original stated plan and goal for the show is, which in Picard's case was to create a brand new show focused on Picard, and that was not going to play into the history of the Next Generation, i.e., there were going to be no cameo appearances from anybody from the Next Generation, to, hey, we got cameos coming left, right, and out people's backside. That's a major departure. And originally when Picard was set up, Alex Kurtzman was going to be the guy in charge of it. It wasn't like he went into this going, well, about halfway through, I'm just going to get taken off this. That was not the plan.
Yeah, nobody ever sees that coming. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. All right, well, let's wrap it up now. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's keep an eye out, see what happens with Star Trek. Star Wars is opening up here in, about a week? So,
yeah.
Woo! We saw some films open this last week that sucked. One of them being Black Christmas. Why that remake was made, I don't know. It's like,
hey, look, here's the thing. If you really are needing something to go watch, support Dwayne Johnson and go see Jumanji 2. You enjoy
I am looking forward to seeing that. Yes.
All right.
Amen.
That's out. So don't do, don't hurt yourself with Star Wars anymore.
He respects his fans. So,
that's right.
And that's what the problem is today, is there's just an absolute lack of respect for the fan bases. So with that, that's Keith.
And that's Gerry.
And we're out of here.
Stay off our lawn.
Get off the lawn.
now. You hear?